Alright, yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to be cutting down a tree that's over top of a house and then wrapped up in all sorts of different power lines and utility lines. So we got the Howlett 5533 Alpha, we got the dump trailer and a couple of chainsaws. And yeah, we're going to be getting this tree down. I think it's a hackberry or something. As you can see, everything is over top of the house. So there's absolutely no drop zone. So we're just going to go up in the lift and piece it down one piece at a time. So this video might be pretty lengthy, but I want to keep the camera kind of rolling for most of it. That way you guys can see how to safely get a tree down like this. I know you see a lot of tree guys on YouTube, and you see a lot of tree cutting fails on YouTube and stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys how I safely take down pretty big trees with absolutely nowhere to put it. That way you know what to get into. You know what you're getting into if you have something similar. And maybe it'll save somebody from getting crushed or destroying their house. Or somebody else's house, I guess. So yeah. Just sit back and watch it. And yeah. So yeah, we're just moving around, cutting pieces that are small enough that we can handle with one hand and hold the saw in the other hand. It's not recommended by the saw manufacturer, but there's a reason why they make top handle chainsaws. If they wanted you to put two hands on the saw at all times, they would get rid of the top handle models. Man, I don't like this. This is way too tight. Way too tight. There's a cable line there, or a power line there, cable line there. Another set of cable lines going over there. Order Central right there. House there, garage there, Way too tight, man. Oh, just trying to not do that. There we go. I really wish that power line was not there. Try to throw it that way, but it's not going. Too much stuff. Too much stuff in the way. Man, it's gonna suck. I'm not looking forward to this job. People aren't bad to work for here, but this is a terrible location. Cut down a tree. Terrible. Alright, so I did want to give a voice over here in an explanation why I'm cutting all these pieces so small and tiny. And you might be thinking it's not very productive. You see a lot of people on YouTube taking down big, massive pieces of trees. And that's fine if you can fit that big of a piece into the area you're working with. But with this tree, there's just absolutely no way you're going to be fitting the entire tree on the ground without destroying something. So what I do is just take small little bits and pieces of it, and even if you do mess up and you do hit the power line or you drop something on the roof, the pieces are so small they're not going to damage anything. You see all these fails on YouTube, and the biggest reason why people are failing is because they take too big of a piece at one time and just absolutely destroy whatever is below it. A piece like I just tossed down there, yeah, it could hurt your ground guy if it falls on him. It might break their arm or something. But if it falls on a power line, it's just going to bounce right off the power line. So taking small pieces like this, it might seem unproductive, but what's going to be more unproductive? Spending a couple extra hours taking a tree down safely, or completely demolishing this house and having to spend 2-3 months building it back up again, or spending weeks on end talking to your insurance adjusters and then having to pay significantly more money to your insurance company. If tree guys would just be smart and be safe, yeah, it's still a dangerous industry to be in, but your insurance rates would not be nearly as high if people would just take smaller pieces. My God, this is gonna take forever. throwing everything on the gravel too. So it seems like every time I throw something down, it hits the gravel and tosses gravel everywhere. So it's gonna be fun free. Not. Now I'll switch to the Echo, so I don't wear out the battery in that thing. I haven't had the carburetor working very good on this one, so it may die quite a bit. Forgot it's also a new chain on this one. I literally just put it on when I got here. Alright. This is really not fun. It's just work now. So now that I got that opened up a little bit, I can go up here. No, I might start from the bottom. Get some of the lower limbs off here. Just chuck it all this way. Now that that maple's gone, should have more room to get things here. Yeah, I'm not shipping any of this. There's too much gravel in it. Looking for squirrels. Oh, see any. Yeah, there's too much stone to be tripping this stuff. Luckily, there shouldn't be a whole lot of it. Maybe 1 or 2 loads of brush. My other plan was to kind of throw stuff this way too. That might work. I think that'll work better for this stuff. Right now I'm gonna suck this all the way back in. Put this over here, I think. Yeah, this job's gonna take a while. It's not a very big tree, but it might take me longer than some of the big trees I've done. Oh man, there's just not enough room to toss any of this stuff. Got caught on there, went into the roof. Luckily I cut this stuff small enough, even if it does hit, it's not going to do significant damage. So I would really like it if I didn't hit things so much. I guess on this one can't really do much about it. I had another pipe here, but I broke the zip ties. Haven't got any new ones yet. some, so I'm gonna go down and clean some of this crap up before I run out of room down here. Man, it's a tight work site. I gotta swing back pretty much straight with this thing. Just to be able to put this thing down without hitting power lines. It is, yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. This is pretty much the point of what I'm going to do here. Just cut small pieces. Try and chuck them down without hitting nothing. And yeah, just keep working at it. One piece at a time, really. That's all you can do on these. Then to get these ones, I might have to move the lift over here. Go up, get these, and then bring it back down over here. Finish it. I don't know, we'll see. That's a pain. It's gonna be a pain. Alright, so got cleaned up here. Got everything in the trailer. I don't know, I've been thinking about taking all the welding stuff off that truck, making a welding skid, and put in one of them dump inserts into that truck for jobs like this. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it would be a lot better than having all this steel in these tight little jobs. Plus, when I drag the lift, I'll be able to use the truck, throw stuff in the truck, instead of having to make 2 trips just to get all my trailers in the driveway here. Alright, where am I going here? I guess I'll go straight up above me. I'll turn this way some. Gotta be careful I don't hit the power line. And then flip her on up this way. Oh. Alright. Now, cut this one back, I guess. See where we're at after this. On jobs like this, it's really important to knock it in a hurry. You know, you get in a hurry, something goes wrong real quick on these sort of jobs. And I get it, you know. It can be real difficult looking at this tree, seeing how tiny it is compared to other ones that you've cut down, thinking, man, you know, I should be doing this so much quicker. You know, you just gotta have the patience, and one piece at a time. At the end of the day, you go home without breaking anything, without getting hurt or nothing, you know. Get in a rush. Yeah, you cut the tree down quick, and you also damage stuff. Costs a lot more time that way, or even possibly get hurt. Lose a whole lot of time that way. When I throw these, I gotta kind of aim them to the right side of my lift, and then they get ballooned to the left. That's kind of annoying. But every time I cut one piece down, that's one piece less I gotta do. There you can see downtown Kenton, all tore up. Pretty sure the crew working there just went on to another job. Freaking left the main road all tore up. Oh yeah, that's working a lot better now that that maple's not there. Well, the maple's still there, but I trimmed it, so it's out of the way enough. Well, I'm not going any further that way. Let's spin all the way around. I'll get rid of this one first. I need a new chain for this thing pretty bad. This one ain't got no more sharpenings left on it. I think I might have to order them online or something. I couldn't find them locally around here. Alright, I'm going to set this guy. Alright, I think you guys should be able to see. There. A little side story about this project is this property, the property next door, they had two pretty big trees right out front that were in the city tree bids. The city tree bids. This property is actually what caused me to lose the city contract 2 years ago. Trees that were up here were pretty massive over top of the road and the houses. I bid pretty high on these ones. I was about $1,000 too high overall across all like 40 some trees, and it's all because of this job. The tree in front that was in the front of this property, just because of how big it was and how expensive I was, that caused me to lose the entire contract overall. So yeah, I'll just keep doing this one piece at a time. Alright, back on day 2 of this thing. Probably could have had it done in one day, but I didn't get started yesterday on this till about like 2:30 in the afternoon. And then yesterday, towards the end of the day, crazy thing, I was walking to the truck to grab the Husky, and freaking little sweat bee or something flew into my ears. Had to get that thing flushed out yesterday. It's about 90 degrees and super humid today. Not very fun working conditions, but whatever. It's better than 10 degrees and snowing, I guess. Then I'm going to see what all I can get done today. Hopefully I get it completed today. Should just be another load of brush and then a load of firewood. We'll see. I might have to come back down and grab a rigging rope or park the lift over here. Not entirely sure yet. As you can see, kind of running out of boom to grab the tips of these. Whoa! Freaking cicada or something. Wasn't ready for that. In my opinion, there's too many trees in this small little confined environment here. Somewhat removing this tree will be somewhat better. Make things a little bit better, I guess. That might be all I can reach. I only got about another foot to go. I'm out of boom. I'm out of boom. There's still a lot of tree left. Yeah, I'll have to move this thing. See if I can get anything up over there. Sucker back in a little bit when I'm moving it. That way it doesn't damage it too bad. I always hate moving this when it's all the way extended. If it's sucked back in even about a foot or two, it makes you feel a lot more confident. It's not going to snap. Still go for a little bit of a ride, but ain't too bad. Kinda, yeah, I don't know how much boom I got left, but might be able to get this piece down, maybe this piece here, some of it. We'll see. I need to get that other pipe in here. It'd be so much easier just holstering that thing right there. Alright, we're fully extended now. Those pieces are a bit bigger than I want to take. I can at least grab this one though. Yeah, right there. Would be perfect for the holster. Which I had one there. But like I said, I broke the zip ties. I've been too lazy to get more. I think I could rig this if I wanted to. I'm not too confident that I can hold on to this piece at the very end of the boom. I don't know, I might just put the boom over here. It'd be a lot closer, I think. Let me remove some of this one though. Alright, there we go. Holy fuck. That's a heavy piece for being all the way up here. I'm gonna do one of these here. Suck that boom back in, drop this thing. Hit the cable a little bit there. Should be okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that the boom could not withstand that much weight, but you know, when you got this thing all the way extended, you're pretty much just on a, like, that's an aluminum boom section at the end. And that puts a lot of stress on the aluminum. Aluminum gets fatigued over time. So I always think it's better to just suck it in instead of trying to put all that weight on the boom. Yeah, this is too much freaking weight. I'm gonna have to get rid of these. And then maybe because I'll be straighter up, I can get to the lighter parts. Or I might have to run a rigging rope. Just kind of rig these things down. I'll show you guys how I do that if I have to get to that point. This thing moves quite a bit when you're all the way at the end of it and you have to rotate. Alright, yeah, now it's time to move the boom and park this thing right here. So I'm out of room and there's still a lot of tree hanging out that way, so. Guess I will see you guys in a bit. So yeah, this is the drop zone I was throwing everything in. It's not very big, as you can see. Fills up real quick. Even with just that little bit of stuff that I threw down here, I mean, it's got a good bit of stuff here. Got to take my rope stuff out of here. Yeah, jobs like this, over top of gravel, I usually just throw brush into the trailer. That and my chipper down right now anyway. So it kind of worked out. It's not horrible if you gotta do this every now and then, but the chipper does save a lot of money. This trailer fills up real quick with brush. Alright, so this is all the brush that I just cut down in that round. As you can see, if I didn't do anything to this, I mean, that's dang near a trailer load in right here. So I'll come up and stomp this down. You can fit way more in here to do some work. So this is how I pretty much started, was throwing brush into a trailer and stomping it down. Then I got to run a ratchet strap or two over top of it, take it to the brush film. But if you get a chipper, you'll save so much time, money, and expenses. Just running brush, I mean, here it's not too bad. I'm not too far from where I got to dump at. But like some of these jobs, you know, you're like, I don't know, like 60, 70 miles. You'd be running brush back and forth. You can run 6 loads of brush to 1 load of wood chips if your chipper's running correctly, so yeah. Only do this as long as you need to, or if you need to. Get a chipper as soon as you can. Alright, so I had just enough room to drop the outriggers here. That house is crazy, man. All busted windows. Whole lot of lead paint chipping off. Oh, dangerous lead paint. Oh no. It'd be crazy if somebody was still living in there. Probably is, honestly. Alright, where am I going here? That one. Now I lost another drop zone because of where the lift is parked. Kind of fits. Put my ears on just so I ain't got no more bugs flying in them. Now I gotta watch the back of the boom. Make sure it don't go into the house too. I don't think it will. As long as it's all the way raised up. But not 100% sure on that. Ooh. That one got away from me, but it went right where I needed it to. Switch to the Echo for this one. Got that one down. This is just going to be more or less the same. Trying to get up there, get some of this one, get some of this one, and get those ones. More than likely, I will have this tree done today, unless something goes terribly wrong. But I'm thinking this should be done today. We're at 11 o'clock right now. And honestly, there's really not too much tree left to take down. I like this lift because you can control different parts of it at different times. Like on that one, I was controlling the section right underneath me to get to this while still being, you know, where I'm at with the main boom. then I can lower myself back down using the jib as well. The reason why I didn't want to put the boom here is because I don't think I can reach where I need to reach. I'll probably have to move it again or just fell that whole tree. I'm not really sure. The customer wanted it kind of cut where the shed is at the roof, but I don't know, it might just be easier for me to fell the whole thing. We'll see. I think they run clotheslines or whatever, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I'll get the rest of this down, bring you back. Alright, yo, so I got most of this tree down. I got a little bit of brush over here yet. Then I got some heavy pieces. I got this thing right here. This is the furthest piece from the boom. At the very end of the boom. Can't go any further. So I'm gonna see what I can get. I'm gonna try to make it as late as I possibly can. Before I gotta take any pieces out of it. So I'm kind of reaching as far as I can, just kind of cut in with the end of the bar. I could rig this down if I had to, but I really don't want to. This may not go exactly how I want it to, but it's kind of light right now, so we'll see. I'm just gonna let it dangle right there for now. Make it a little bit lighter yet. Oh! See, if you make them light enough and you do hit the roof like that, it's not a big deal. It doesn't do any damage. The wind's kind of blowing stuff the wrong way now. So luckily, that's all I need. Alright, I'm going to switch to the Echo, get those down as far as I can, but I'm almost out of gas in the Echo. I will get them down a little bit, that way I don't have to come all the way back up here, you know. I don't like having that boom all the way out. It is there when you need it. back up for the brush. Alright, this is the very last piece of brush on this tree. Probably should get a rigging rope for it, but I think I'll be okay. Oh yeah, there we go. I guess I have an audience. Somebody in that SUV is watching me. I think the road crew was watching me for a little bit too. I gotta get fuel in the Echo before I do anything else up here. I'll just take this down this way. Now getting down is going to be a little bit tricky. I think I'm going to have to spin this way. Yeah, one of these things is what got in my ear last night. It's all just firewood now. I'll have to clean up the roof after I'm done. I think I'm going to get some of the brush out of here too before I go back up. Alright, we'll see. Alright, so I can't even get the lift out of the way to be able to get the trailer in here from the other side. I gotta pretty much unbury the lift from this way. I think if I did have like a really big, like 140-foot crane or something, probably could have parked on the road, shot the crane up, and just picked everything off into the road out there. But, you know, that would have been a really, really expensive setup. And I can tell you, this customer cannot afford that. I can't afford the crane, so you know, I'm not paying money out of pocket to do something super efficient. I'm not making any money, so you know, doing it this way ain't the most efficient way, but gets the job done, I guess. Alright, yeah, so one thing I did want to say, you know, if you're looking to get into a business like this, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed, you know, with like piles like this. I've noticed this a lot with the younger guys that try to help me sometimes, is they'll come up to a pile like this, have no clue where to pull from, like they don't know what to do. It can be easy to get overwhelmed, you know. So what I do is don't think of it as trying to clear out this whole pile. Just look at it like I have to move this stick right here, you know. And if you can't grab this stick, find another stick. And then by the time, you know, every piece that you move, this pile is a little bit different. So, you know, yeah, like this stuff, you can't move it right now. Watch, we're gonna come back, and in a few more pieces, we will be able to move that. So we just moved that one stick out of the way and moved a piece of firewood. So now this pile's a little bit different than it was the last time I was here. So now I'm just gonna find something else, grab it. That looks like firewood, toss it there. And just grab something else, you know? Oh, looky there. I got this stuff. Now this pile's a little bit different. I can grab this. This thing wants to come. I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna take this stuff out to the truck. Just toss that up in the trailer. Come back. Hey, doing all this walking kind of sucks, but it's not the worst job I've ever had to do, you know. Now this pile's a little bit different, you know. Now I can grab this. I can grab this. I can grab this. I can almost grab that. So I think I'm gonna grab this one. Let's flip this over. Just give her a yank. Every time I come back here, you know, I'm not worried about getting this whole pile all at once. I'm just looking for a stick I can pick up and move. Like this one. Got it. I can move this. I can move this. I can move this one. Now I can move this one. And this one. I'm gonna take this out to the truck. What you're doing when you're doing this way, you know, you're keeping yourself from getting overwhelmed. Break it down into sections, you know. Just grab a stick, move it. Grab another stick and move that. I mean, I understand it can get real easy to get overwhelmed if you think you got to move this whole pile, you know. But just grab a stick. If it doesn't work out, grab another one. You know, every stick you move is less weight that's in this pile. Less weight that's in the pile, the easier the pile's going to move. You know. That's how I get through stuff like this. Work on one stick at a time instead of the whole pile at once. Eventually, before you know it, the whole pile is gone. I'm gonna have to get up there and stomp this pile down here soon, but I'm gonna grab a few more sticks and yeah, See back here when this pile is gone. Alright, so look at that. You know, just using the advice I gave you there. You know, just focusing on one piece at a time. Look at this. We're done now. At least with the brush anyway. And I still got a piece or two up on the roof I gotta get down. And this big pile that was here, gone. I'm gonna throw this in the dump trailer. Now I can use the lift, get up on the roof, clean the roof off, and get the firewood down. You can see, I mean, that's about all the brush we got. So now once I get that stuff off the roof, I could haul that trailer out of here if I wanted to. But yeah, you know, don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just one piece at a time. Before you know it, it's all gone. Alright, so now we're on to the big heavy pieces that are still over top the roof. So you might be wondering, how am I going to get these down? Well, I'll show you. You know, this is the same thing, just one piece at a time. This is a new saw, Look at that, one piece at a time. Doing it this way kind of sucks, but what you gotta deal with sometimes. Those pieces are not heavy, I'm not going to drop them. Even if I do drop them, they won't destroy the roof. You know, they might break a shingle or two, but that's it. Your firewood contact might be like, you know, like, what the heck are you doing? But at the end of the day, you know, it's cheaper to just piece it down the way I'm doing it than to hire another guy and take big chunks and then still possibly break a roof. You know? Alright, just like that, that piece is done. We got one more stick to worry about, and then as soon as we get down to the roof, we're good. So, yeah, just one piece at a time, you know. Alright, so I got the tree down to where the customer wants it. I just spiked up that last little bit. Now I'll cut this up, blow the roof off, get all the debris out of here. Alright, so we got all the debris loaded up. There's all the firewood. Not completely full, so I'll probably sell this for like $30 or something. Yeah, that's right where the customer wants it, the tree. Did the best cleanup I could back here. It's hard when you're on gravel, but it'll decompose or whatever. Cleaned off the roof the best I could. So yeah, got all that crap picked up, got the lift cleaned up. The lift is back in my driveway. So yeah, it's now 4:50. I started this at 10 today. So, what is that? We'll call it 5 o'clock. So 5, 6, 7 hours today. 2:30 to 7 yesterday. I can't do the math, but I'll put it in the screen. Yeah, so I don't know, probably about somewhere around 10 to 12 hours on this tree. Got it all cleaned up. Not the most efficient tree service out there, but you know, we get it done, and you know, everything was done safely. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Now I can go down the road, unload this stuff and get paid, and then get paid from the customer. So I'll see you.